most of the time, 98% of the time, we can understand what's actually going on. Alex Castellanos, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Good to be with you.
All right, so Donald Trump praises and congratulates Putin last week and then expels 60 of his diplomats this week. Explain that to me.
Donald Trump, that's the way he does business. He is always the warm embrace and the threat at the same time. He is carrot and stick. It's the way he negotiates. He just gets you off balance, hugs you, brings you in. It is the very opposite of the orderly and predictable failure that Washington has engaged in for the past 30 years. Now, the good news is it's disruptive. Sometimes that produces great change. Sometimes it's chaos.
That's one way to look at it. The other way to look at it is if he didn't expel these 60 diplomats along with the rest of our allies, that really would have called into question what's going on with him and Putin.
Exactly, because this is a global phenomenon. You know, countries all over the world have expelled 130 Russian diplomats, and we have to put that in quotes because we know they're spies. So, yes, this was a global issue. And, you know, this was a Soviet-made nerve agent that they used in London here to poison people on British soil. So these people, by the way, are still in the hospital, still unconscious, and it is laid right at the Russians' doorstep. This could be considered an act of war. So the president responded appropriately, but it is about time.
But he didn't come out and make the statement. He let his lowly PR person go out and do it, which I thought was kind of interesting. Alex, you there?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on here. let's move on. So Stormy Daniels, you and I have mentioned before that the base doesn't care. The Republican Party should care, but don't. But you think there might be some fallout somewhere else. What's going on here?
Well, I think when you look at the 2018 elections, you see the big wave building. You know, the equation for Democratic control of Congress is take the women's Me Too movement, the pink wave, add to that immigrants, the dreamers, add to that now young people mobilized by the school shootings, and then add to that embarrassed Republicans who like what Donald Trump is doing but say, whoa, slow down, buddy, we got to tap the brakes. You've got the recipe for a Democratic wave. And Donald Trump continues to add to that with the erratic behavior in the White House. People want to tap the brakes in an off-year election where they see Trump driving the country out of control. And that is just building and continues to build. When you think it can't get any bigger, Stormy Daniels comes along and makes Trump appear even more reckless.
There's a theory out there that if you're running as a Republican to get close to Donald Trump, but not too close. I mean, is there? We've yet to see anybody successfully navigate that sort of middle ground.
Yeah, that's like being a little pregnant. It's not possible in politics. As a matter of fact, the way it usually works in these off-year elections is that unless you run as part of the team, you're the one that's on the periphery of the herd. You know, and that's if you're out in the herd of the wildebeest and you're out on the periphery, you're the ones the lions pick off. So stick tight, stick in a group, and hope for the best. But there's no good answer to a situation like this. People who can't punish Donald Trump because he's not on the ballot in 2018 will punish his surrogates. That's the Republican Party.
I missed your Wild Kingdom analogy. You're saying elected people who are running have to and are going to be stuck to Donald Trump no matter what. So you might as well embrace him?
You might as well say, look, I agree with him when he's right. I'll stand up to him when he's wrong. This is not about Trump personally. But the most important thing Republicans can do is create their own vision of the future. Look, Donald Trump is bringing change to Washington. That's great. But let me tell you where I think this country needs to go, where I'd lead us. There's something better for us over the horizon. Unless Republican candidates lead on their own, They're going to be defined by their relationship with Trump.
Yeah. Alex Castellanos, I agree with you when you're right, and I disagree with you when you're wrong. How about that?
I like it.